What is up, guys, and welcome back to our Road to Glory Career Mode Sheffield United episode number 46. Today, obviously we've got games again. We're actually going to be entering the January transfer window. This is the last episode before that, so next episode will hopefully be exciting. I mean, I haven't obviously done the gameplay yet, but hopefully we'll be able to make a few good signings. We ain't got the most of cash, but we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can try and wheel and deal some, signings that we shouldn't really be making. But obviously, like I said, that's next episode. But focus on to this episode is the last game in the Champions League, well, the group stage anyway, and it is looking like we're going up. I mean, if we'd lost to Rangers anyway, I know they did score quite early on with a sweaty goal, but we were going up anyway regardless of the result. Well, actually, when I say that, Dortmund needs to win basically against Atletico Madrid, but Atletico Madrid have won every game in the group stage, so they've won 5 games out of 5 on 15 points, and then we was in second, I think, on 9, and then Dortmund was on 6. So, like I said, Dortmund had to win Atletico Madrid, and I think we'd had to lose by about 2 or 3 goals, which, I didn't really see happening, especially against Rangers. I saw me picking up a result against the Rangers, and as you see, their goalkeeper, very unfortunate, but he saved the original shot. It's just for some reason it bounced off his arm again, and obviously went into the net. So that was 1-1, and you'll see kind of the symmetry between the 3 games episode. There was hardly any chances in all 3 games. It was, looking back on it now, because I recorded this episode a long time ago. Obviously, I had a break with my videos on my channel, but it was very weird actually, because the chances that I created and did happen resulted in goals, and there wasn't a lot going on in every game. It's just we had our shooting boots on, and every time we had a shot, it seemed to go in. And I see we do actually get a penalty, and we do make it 2-1. So we will be going through to the knockout stage of the Champions League. Who we've got, I know, but I'll just save it. I'll leave on a bit of a cliffhanger, even though I don't think you're too bothered. But anyway, we're through to the knockout stages. As you probably well know, Atletico Madrid went through along with us. Dortmund will be going into the Europa League, and then Rangers, unfortunately, did get knocked out. So that's how the Champions League group stage end. I don't think we've got the Champions League again until February, mid-February. So we've got an episode or 2 without that, because it has been a bit entertaining with the Champions League. The thing is, I went out really early on in the Capital One Cup, so I didn't have that to kind of play. And I think it's kind of helped me, to be fair, because, we ain't got the biggest of squads on this career mode. And with the backup players, they aren't the best of ratings, so I'm kind of glad we aren't in the Capital One Cup, because it means more games, less stamina, and could possibly result in more injuries. And like I said, we have won that cup I think twice now, so I'm not really too bothered about it. Obviously, my main aim this season is to win the league again, like I did last season, but it's also to do well in the Champions League, and we're all obviously onto that step with getting through to the knockout stage. But anyway, we beat Rangers 2-1 in the first game. We had a sim game against Burnley, which we won that 2-1 at home. Luckerman got 2 goals for himself, and then we had a game against Norwich away at their ground. And as you see, it's actually our winger, Ojo. Now, I bought this guy when I was in the Championship from Liverpool, and I quite liked him, to be fair. I think he was 72 rated. He was quite a good player. I liked his pace and that. But the first season in the Premier League, I just didn't really like him, and I've actually started to play him a bit recently, and he's started to play really, really well. I'm really happy with how well he's come on. He's my main winger now, starting, because the thing is, last season I had Matt Phillips and Mikel Antonio from West Ham, and them two was unreal. They scored basically all my goals, but this season I think they've got about 2 goals between them, and that's only Matt Phillips. And to be fair, both of them are getting old. Antonio's already dropped down a rating to 77, whereas last season he was 78, and they haven't really got into the squad this season. And don't get me wrong, if I played them, they could maybe pick up the form again, but I just don't see that happening, because I've played them in a few episodes already, and they just haven't been the sales like they was last season. But like I said, Ojo is coming to the squad a bit later into the season, and as you see in this game, he's got a brilliant hat-trick. His second goal was an absolute banging goal. I mean, it was like he took about 2 players on, cut him in one. So he took 3 players and just, curled and finessed one right into the top corner. It was an unreal goal. Anyway, there he is getting the match ball. Well done to him for getting his hat-trick. I think that's the first hat-trick of the season for one of my players, so, well done to him for getting that. And we come away with a 3-1 away victory at Carrow Road. So, obviously, I know I recapped the kind of season last episode as well as I could. We are kind of smashing it in the league at the moment. We are doing very, very well, and I already see us kind of winning it. Just on the basis that we're just doing really well in it, and, the other teams that are near us, you just wouldn't think. Like, I think last episode where we ended it, West Ham was in second, and I know Leicester won it back in 2015-16 season, but Leicester are third, so it's surprising to see them teams are there. I'm not really worried by them, because obviously them two haven't got the best of squads, and I do see them dropping off, and I do see the better and bigger teams coming up. So, and obviously that is an advantage for us, because the teams that are near us at the moment will drop off, meaning more points and more gap between us, and then the bigger teams will push through, but there'll still be a big points difference. So at the moment I'm not too worried. I'm playing my football, my players are on form, they're doing very, very well, and I see against West Brom at home, again we are obviously in the lead, and I know Joe, he gets another goal for himself, doesn't he? So this episode has been absolutely unbelievable. Got a hat-trick in the last game, got his goal for himself here. It was actually Dembele who got a goal for himself for the first goal against in this game. It was a good header, to be fair. I mean, I think it was Lookman. He kind of obstructed the goalkeeper, but I don't think FIFA or the mechanics are kind of smart enough to call that offside. But the thing is, I'll take it and I don't mind. Obviously, it was 2-0 up, and then Ojo made it 3-0. That's 5 goals in 2 games for him now. Absolutely unbelievable. This kid's on form, and I've started to kind of swap the team around a bit, bring in a few players that should deserve a start, and they're kind of saying to me, start me, because they are playing very, very well. The signing that I made in the summer, Carvalho, the Portuguese winger from Wolves, he was 79 rated. I just don't like him at all. I'm hoping I can sell him off in the summer, because, he's just there, an 80 rated player, and he's just on my reserves because I just don't like playing with him. He's just not a good player to play with. But anyway, we win that game against West Brom 3-0. We also beat Crystal Palace in the sim game 1-0. And then we are now into the January transfer window. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have, please hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. And guys, I'll be seeing you later. Peace!